Hi friends, and welcome back to a Daily Devo with Dot, where we are talking about keep the fire burning. The day you were saved, God started a fire within your heart, a fire that can consume you and just become this beautiful light for Him. But it becomes our responsibility to keep that fire burning. And we saw that truth in the days of the priest, when the priests were responsible for the fire that burned on the altar and how they needed to keep it burning bright and burning strong every day. And there were certain things they were required to put on the altar to allow them to keep that fire going. Well, we saw in our life how it's very important to put the right type of burnable things to keep God's fire burning with us. But today I want to talk about something that can quench your fire faster than anything else. And there is something out there that will extinguish your fire if you're not careful, okay? So today we're going to look at a really cool story in Acts. I'm only going to read the first three verses today, and then we'll look at the rest of that chapter throughout the days ahead. But I want us to look at Acts 28. This is the story where Paul is being sent to Rome, and in the midst of them traveling, they have a shipwreck and they land on this island, okay? And that's where the story picks up today. So we're looking at Acts 28, verses 1 through 3. And when they were escaped out of the storm, escaped out of the ship, they knew that the island was called Militia, and the barbarous people, so they're going to this island with barbarous people, they showed them no little kindness, for they kindled a fire and received us every one because of the present rain, and because of the cold. And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. Now I'm just going to stop there because I'm really going to focus on verse 2 and just a few particular words that really struck out to me. All right, so here's Paul and all these other people that have escaped this storm from a shipwreck. They land on this island, and these barbarous people show them kindness, and not just a little kindness, but much kindness, because they go and start a fire for them. Now here's the part that kind of intrigued me. They start a fire because of the rain and because of the cold. Now, I don't know about you, but I have never really tried to build a fire when it's raining, because typically the rain will just fizzle out the fire. But here we see that they are out there building a fire. And that's interested me, because they didn't make excuses that it was raining outside. They didn't make excuses that it was cold. They just went out and tended to the fire. And ladies, I'm going to tell you today that the quickest way you can extinguish your fire, the fastest way that your fire will burn out and fizzle out and dissolve, is by making excuses. We all have excuses. We all have reasons why we don't want to tend to our fire. Maybe we're busy. Maybe we're tired. Maybe it's cold. Maybe it's raining. And we don't want to do the work. And that's reasonable. There are days I'm tired. There's days I just don't have time to go and tend to my fire because there's 100 other things pressing at me. And the one thing that is the most important in my life is the one thing that never grabs at me and demands my attention. And that's my relationship with God. That's the way I build my fire. Spending time with the one who created my fire, spending time with the one who can consume my fire and allow it to grow bright and strong, is the one person who never demands my time or attention. But he's the one person that I need the most. But what we often do is make excuses. And we make excuses why we can't show up. We make excuses why we can't work on our fire. We make excuses of why it's just easier to let the fire burn out. But today, sisters, I just want to remind you, whatever your excuse is, it doesn't hold up. It's still an excuse. No matter what you think is so important, it is not as important as spending time with the creator of the fire. You need to be drawing into him. The Bible says when you abide in him and he abides in you, you've got to be drawing nigh unto the Lord. Draw near unto him. But Unfortunately, excuses are real, and I'd love to say we never make excuses, but we do. We make excuses all the time. So today I just want to remind you, don't allow excuses to go and fizzle out your fire. These people showed Paul great kindness by going and building a fire. And we think, well, that's not that big of a deal, just going and building a fire. But they were going out and building a fire in the rain and in the cold. That speaks volume for these people who were considered barbarous people. They were going out and building a fire. So let me ask you today, who are you building a fire for? Who are you going out and showing kindness to? Who are you going out and just extending that love and the light to? Who are you building a fire for? Again, no excuses, right? No excuses. We're just going to go out and do what God has called us to do, and we're going to love people, and we're going to be fire starters. We're going to go out and take the fire that God has given us and share it with other people. And so the only way that that's possible is if you're allowing your fire to stay strong and healthy and consumed. So no excuses. Go out, go work on your fire, go share your fire with other people, and allow God just to be a beautiful light that spreads throughout this world, because this world is dark and this world needs our fire. So let's keep the fire burning, sisters. No excuses. We're not going to let the rain, we're not going to let the cold stop us. We're just going to go out and work on our fires. Now, as a reminder, if you have not spent time with the Lord today, go and do that. Go and love on Him. Go talk to Him. Go and listen to Him. And go and obey Him. Blessings and joy, my friend. And I will meet back with you, and we'll talk about some more of that chapter.